Hey everyone, welcome to the results video of the Mini Underwater Contest. In this contest all the players had to create an underwater entry on a small plot of land. Now we got 10 entries for this round. I will show you all of them. I'll start with the one that got the lowest score and I'll finish by announcing who's the winner of this round. Okay, the first entry here is from Somfy. Somfy created this water coaster with these Manta vehicles, but they actually have the looping coaster track, and this actually looks like log flume track over here. Now, to be honest, I think it's just better to stick with the water coaster track, also because these vehicles don't actually seem to splash when they end up in the water. But still, overall I think it's a pretty cool design. I especially like these ruins that were made here for the station. Now, I did see a few flaws in the entry. For example, we have these bushes and these rocks, which are just built in the track, so that looks a little bit on the glitchy side. Now, I did see some comments from people who really liked these waves here. It looked like some meteor scenery pieces from the futuristic set from one of the expansions. So yeah, overall I think it's a pretty nice entry. Some choices have been made here which I just discussed, which could have been done in a different way, maybe a little bit better. But overall I think it's not a bad entry. Alright, here's the entry from the Claude QC. Now what I like about this entry is that he actually put this glass platform here on top, which definitely makes it look more like this stuff over here is underwater. So that's nice. I think the island up here doesn't really make a lot of sense though. If you see an island, it's usually connected to the seabed, and we don't really have too many floating islands in the world. Then again, this doesn't really have to be realistic. Now here we have an underwater coaster using these shark trains. I think that's always a good choice. You have lots of these animals swimming around here. Maybe it would have been a good idea to slow them down a bit to make it a little bit more realistic, because when you have lots of animals swimming around at high speed, it can be a little bit distracting. Yeah, it's a little bit glitchy in some spots, like this grass over here, but overall I think it's pretty nice. Alright, the next entry is from Taco Aoki. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And Taco Aoki made this shipwreck here. I believe it's called Edmund Fitzgerald. And as the story, Taco Aoki submitted a YouTube link to a song about the wreck of this ship. I thought it was a pretty nice song. Yeah, I think the ship wreck that was made here also looks really nice. You can see these submersibles floating around here, also passing through the ship, and it looks like this part of the ship is still upright, and this part actually has fallen upside down underwater. I really like how this propeller was made for the ship. That looks really cool. And I think in general a really nice job was done on the track texture here. Now I do have a little remark about the track texture. You can see 57 rides are on this map, and it's probably because all of these monorail tracks are a different ride. When you make track texture, it's much better to just copy and paste a track piece from a ride years earlier and just continue building from that. And then you don't have to make 50 rides to build a ship like this. But yeah, overall, I thought the shape of this ship was pretty impressive. Alright, next entry in the list from Widget Kitty. And Widget Kitty made this huge aquarium. I think it looks really cool. You can also see these fishes swim around in it using these shark vehicles. Now, yeah, I think the shape of the aquarium is pretty nice. I actually like how it's situated here on top of this table. And you can also see some other toys or figurines right next to it. I think that gives it a pretty nice vibe. As for the aquarium itself, you can see lots of foliage in here. Also this castle tower here. Let's quickly use the cutaway view. Yeah, I think the foliage itself is a bit on the simple side. It does look pretty nice. Maybe I would have also used some of the giant grass from the giant garden theme. It always looks more like kelp. And that's always a nice thing to use on the water. Yeah, overall, I think it all looks pretty nice. Alright, next up is another aquarium. This one is from Lurker. Now, I really enjoyed this entry, but I did see quite a few comments from people who thought everything in here was a little bit difficult to see. And that's always the problem if you pack something completely in glass. Now, I think the shape of this aquarium actually is really nice. I really like it. And if we use the cutaway view, I think it also looks pretty cool. Here you can see inside, you can see lots of these canyon rocks, so with lots of plants. And yeah, Lurker also used some of these weird animated plants from the expansions. But I think they actually work pretty well to simulate movement in this aquarium. Yeah, to make it look like some of the plants are actually moving with the flow of the water. I think that's pretty nice. Now we can also see once again a shark moving around, also a submersible here. And Lurker also made this single rail coaster which travels around in this aquarium. And also some buildings over here as well. I think Lurker did an absolutely amazing job here. Okay, next up is the entry from Kazarak. And Kazarak made this, yeah, kind of looks like a cove. And he wanted to make it look like everything here is underwater. So he just put water on the sides here. I believe in the story he said he initially had water all over the place here, but it was a little bit glitchy. And this way it's also a bit easier to see into it. I really like the decorations here. There's really an explosion of color here in the middle. I quite like the gradients of color that were used here. Now, if we rotate the map around, you can also see some volcanic activity over here. Now, these submarines pass through little tunnels here. Yeah, I think this doesn't really pass as a tunnel. It does look a little bit on the glitchy side, in my opinion. But yeah, I do like this volcanic section over here. This part over here, I think it also looks a little bit on the messy side, scenery-wise. What I do really like is this ship. I think the ship here looks brilliant. I really like its structure and also the decoration on top of it. And there's also some interesting rides in here. There's this scuba ride. I think that's pretty clever. You can see these guests traveling on this, on this rail. I think that's pretty nice. And also, of course, several submersibles traveling through this area. Okay, next entry is from TechnoKiwi91. I really like the structures that he built on this plot. So you can see all these buildings completely enclosed, well, except for this part over here. And then there's this ride which comes out and travels all throughout the entry. For the ride he used one of these eel vehicles. I think that's a good choice for an underwater area. And yeah, it burrows into the ground at a lot of spots. And it also pops out of the ground at some spots. You can see it, for example, over here. And that then pops out of another hole. I think that's actually pretty funny to follow. Now, when I looked in the comments, I saw quite a few comments from people who felt it didn't really look like an underwater entry. And yeah, I think those comments are actually right. The foliage here, I don't think it really looks like stuff you would find exclusively underwater. Let's put it like that. Maybe it would have been nice to see some kelp or some other stuff, and then it probably would have looked a little bit more like it was underwater. I do like these jellyfish that were made here. Maybe a little bit more of that. Maybe some fish swimming around. I think that would have definitely helped the score. But still, I think the decoration in this entry is incredible. Nice job. Okay, the next entry is from Rhythm. Rhythm made a beautiful building here. So here's a plaza in front. Yeah, You can see the big building here with a lot of cutouts. I think the structure of the building is done in a great way. So it still makes it look like there's a building here, but it's cut out enough that you can see inside it from all angles. I think Rhythm did that in a really nice way. So yeah, here's the lobby of the building. Oh, there's also a slide over here. You can actually see some of these dinghy slide rafts over here. I think that's a really nice detail. And then guests enter the queue here. Now the queue is decorated really nicely. You can see an aquarium over here. And a big painting, submarine here in the middle. Yeah, I really love it when people decorate their queues so nicely. And then finally guests go up these stairs, and here they actually enter one of these submarines. Now this looks amazing. I like these pipes and this tank over here. That's beautiful. And then afterwards the submarines pop out of this cave, and then they travel through this underwater section here. Now I think this looks really good. There's some great rock work, but also really nice foliage with really nice colors over here. Really great gradients over here. Yeah, I think Rhythm did an absolutely amazing job here. Also, there's a darker section over here, and you can also see the slide which guests could enter. And I guess Rhythm tried to make it look like there's a glass tube over here. I think that's also pretty cool. So yeah, I think it's a wonderful entry from Rhythm. Now, if you thought this was already amazing, there's 2 more entries to come. I will first show both of them, and after that I will reveal which one is the winner of this round. Alright, first up is the entry from Max Arceus. And Max Arceus just really put a ton of effort into this map. This map is very vertical, and basically in this map you follow around this submarine. I believe it takes around 11 minutes to traverse all throughout the map, but it travels through several different biomes. In every biome there's a bit of text explaining a bit about what happens at that depth. Yeah, the map looks incredible. I love the backdrop here, but also the terrain work here. It looks incredible. I also love this bit of magma here below the water. There's even a little geode here on the side. Yeah, that just makes this map very fun to explore. I believe Max Arceus also put a video on YouTube where you follow this submarine with some very relaxing aquatic music. So that might also be interesting to check out. Now, I'm not going to follow around the submarine for 11 minutes in this video, but feel free to do it yourself. You can download all these entries from my Discord server. It's completely free. Now, the submarine will eventually make its way all around here to the depth, to this depth. You can see some sharks swimming around, following around some fish. You can see these eels. This one's just going into its cave here. Here's some volcanic activity, a black smoker. Looks like a bit of a tar pit here. Looks like some bones maybe. Or maybe these are those worms. And finally here you go into the very depth. I believe this is around 10 kilometers deep. But yeah, I think it's a really cool entry from Max Arceus. Also pretty educational. So I definitely recommend you to go and download this entry and check it out for yourself and follow the submarine to the depth. It's really cool. Alright, and here's the final entry of the round. This one is from The Brew. And The Brew recreated the wreckage of the Titanic. So here you can see the ship lying on the seabed, or at least part of the hull. And also here you can follow one of these submarines as it travels around the ship. So maybe it's a research ship. It kind of does look like that, or maybe these are tourists. But yeah, it doesn't really always go well with tourists. Here you can see the Titan was a big news story last year. But yeah, I think the brew did an absolutely phenomenal job recreating the Titanic. The structure here is amazing with all these different track pieces, but also the different colors that were used. Also the background color. Yeah, I think it all makes it look really cool. And definitely makes it convincing as it being underwater. But yeah, there's just a lot of beautiful details all throughout this entry. The foliage is nice, but also the parts that are ruined, but also the parts that are overgrown. Yeah, the brew also actually made a little scene inside. So I guess this is how it was in the movie. You can see Jack drawing Rose here. And here we can see Rose, draw me like one of your French girls. It's a nice little detail. Well, yeah, overall just a wonderful entry from the brew. I think he did an amazing job here. Alright, with the last two entries shown, it's now time to reveal which one of these last two entries is the winner of this round. Is it the wreckage of the Titanic from the brew? Or is it the huge vertical entry from Max Arceus? And the winner of the mini underwater contest is... Max Arceus. Yeah, the entries in this round were incredible, especially the last few that we saw. But Max Arceus just blew everybody away with this entry. All the votes were, yeah, everybody gave this entry really high scores, and it's really well deserved. Yeah, the amount of hours put into this must have been pretty insane. But yeah, it's not just a beautiful entry. It's also you also learn something if you read some of this text that Max Arceus put in here. But yeah, lovely gradients, lovely decoration. All in all, just an amazing entry from Max Arceus. He really outdid himself. Now, I already said it, but if you want to download these entries and check them out for yourself, you can download them from the mini contest archives on my Discord server. If you want to join one of these contests, just become a member on my Discord. And again, it's completely free. And a new mini contest should start pretty soon. Now, if you enjoyed watching all these entries, please give this video a like. That would really help out my channel. And if you want to see more videos like these, you can always subscribe. Alright, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you again in the next one. See you later.